Okay, here we go. Broadcast is now live. We are on the air, and basically, this is Gaming at Large podcast. First one done, first podcast ever of the Nintendo Group. We are multi-plat gamers, mind you. We do own multiple consoles. We own PCs, obviously. We own smartphones, whatever, and what have you. Some of our children may deal with tablets. I don't yet. Yeah, he's an iPad aficionado, my son. But yeah, there we go. And yeah, we're going to introduce ourselves, our platforms of choice, and what we might get next gen. And from there, we're going to go into the topics. That's a good way to start. What do you think, gentlemen?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, this time we're going to start with Jamie. What's your platforms that you play on? And introduce your name, etc., whatnot. And what's your prospects for next gen? Go.
My name is Jamie Butterworth. My platforms of choice are currently the Wii U, which I'm overdosing on, and the 3DS, which I'm playing way too much Animal Crossing on to the point where it's not healthy. And, as to the next-gen prospects, I was kind of eager about PlayStation 4, but, it's really kind of fallen off now that I've seen the launch window titles and everything else. I've just kind of lost interest. I may build, like, a super gaming PC next year, but I'm not sure yet.
All right. And what about you, Jay?
All right, I'm Jay. My gaming consoles of choice are right now the Wii U, the 3DS, and this is gonna be funny, but my Dreamcast. I'm kind of in the middle of like some of everything as far as gaming is concerned. So it's not good right now as far as my backlog is concerned. Next gen, it ain't gonna be Xbox One because I refuse to get a Kinect. And PlayStation, I'm looking at the PlayStation 4, and while it looks pretty interesting, I'm not going to get one at launch because I've been burned by Sony in the past by getting stuff at launch and having to do an immediate callback. So I'm just going to wait about a year and a half before if I do plan on getting the PS4. But that's probably the only thing I'm looking at. And right now, the only games that's really caught my attention is Kingdom Hearts 3 because I want to see how that story goes.
Alrighty. And I'm QuanManChu, a.k.a. Etienne. How y'all doing? Yeah, I know, a French name, from a PR guy, but what can I say? Anywho, basically my platform of choice, they're the following. I play the Wii U, I play the PS3, I play PC, I play 3DS. My current addictions of choice are now Nino Kuni, yes, because Studio, Ghibli and Level 5, awesome sauce. I liked, by the way, don't mind my follow the camera thing. It's Logitech loves doing the little dramatic pan backs. My 3DS games of choice so far. Okay, Fire Emblem, but you know what I've gotten back into though? Legend of Zelda once again. I tried to get out, but they keep pulling me back in.
You can never get out of it.
I can't. I mean, come on now. That's a classic. The Ocarina of Time. I mean, like I said though, at PC, 3DS, PS3, Wii U. As far as Wii U, these guys heard earlier. My son was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna ask Dad. I'm gonna ask Mom. Can I borrow Pikmin 3? It ain't hers. It's Dad's." Anywho. That's pretty much it. My prospects for the next gen. Well, I already got a Wii U, so that's covered. Between Xbox, One and the PlayStation 4, I'm gonna tell you, I'm leaning more towards PlayStation 4 only because they seem to be more RPG centric. As far as Xbox One, if they can truly commit to getting rid of that draconian, DRM1. 2, they stop making it look like Wally. Yes, I'm referring to that damn camera. I don't want Wally following me around because I'm fat and telling me to lose weight while he cleans up my house. I can do that on my own, and I can lose weight on my own. I can get Wii Fit. That's right, I said it. Anywho, no, in all seriousness, no. They get rid of that NSA nanny cam, and the requirement for it for sure. I don't mean say you're going to do it and backpedal either. Okay, because we already heard the Xbox One go 360. You know what I'm saying? Back over again. Not 180, mind you. 360. They leave, go around, circle back. Leave, go around, circle back.
Here's the
Okay?
thing, Quan. They pulled 4 180s, so it is the Xbox 720.
I've heard that.
Got a point.
Oh my lord! But anywho, like I said, that's pretty much it. And by the way, time and time again, I told the biggest cheerleader of the Xbox One, if you want to pitch me the Xbox One, I invite you to do it. But here's the thing, and I said you cannot troll any other company. You already know who he is. I'm not gonna sit up here and give him a free plug. I already did it once. I'm not doing it again. Okay? And to my little cheerleader, hi, because I know you're going to be in the comment section sitting up here and giving your thumbs down and talking smack. Anywho, let's get started with the show. All right. We're going to go first off with a question from Jay this time. Jay, what's your topic for today? And let's get into it. Let's get it on.
Okay, my topic was basically, does gameplay matter more, or what's up under the hood? Does that matter more in your gameplay experiences? Personally, I feel like gameplay matters more, just off the simple fact that that's how you play the game. What's under the hood, I could really, to me, it doesn't really matter as much what's up under the hood, because at the end of the day, I'm not an engineer, so half that stuff I'm not even gonna lie and act and pretend like I know. I do understand chipsets, but I'm not gonna act like I'm somebody that is building a console, because I don't. I don't build consoles. So to me, what's more important, in my opinion, is the actual gameplay of the game titles themselves. Because when I play video games, I play them usually when I get off from work, so I can relieve stress.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, what do you think about this, Jamie? This is a good topic.
Well, I think what's under the hood doesn't really matter. Well, it only matters to an extent. I think it only matters to the point where game developers, as long as game developers are putting a good idea out there, they're only limited by their imagination, not by the horsepower of the system itself. Because, if you look, and I pulled up, VG charts while we were sitting here talking about it, but, looking over the top, a few games from the last generation, if you're looking at some of the top sellers, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, 12 million copies for Xbox 360, 10 million for PS3. Scroll down a little bit here, we've got Mario Kart for the Wii at 31 million copies. One single game, 31 million copies. And then things like Gears of War generally sell 3-4 million copies each. It's not about graphics, especially when you look at things like Minecraft and Candy Crush Saga and everything like that. Those are the games that sell. Those are the games that drive people. Because, Minecraft, I admit, I've put hundreds of hours into Minecraft. It's not about how the game looks, though it has a specific aesthetic about the game that draws you in. It's about what you can do with it. How compelling is the gameplay? That's what's most important. That's what leads to sales. That's what leads to return customers. That's the important part. The power behind the system doesn't matter. If it mattered, then the Atari Jaguar would have been the most successful system of the 16-bit generation.
I hear you on that. Let me tell you something. My take on this whole entire thing, right, pretty much is this. Do you remember back in the day when Fallout 3 came out?
Yup.
Okay.
Yep.
Was Fallout 3 a graphic tour de force?
Nope.
Not
Not
at
in the
all.
least. You want to know how many hours I put in that game?
Tell me.
With all the expansions that came with the DLC, which were pretty much expansions because they weren't 1 hour snippets, EA. You know, they weren't 1 or 2 hour little snippets for $15. Yes, that's right. They actually had some serious content, okay? And in one case, extended the ending and made up for the error that you couldn't continue the campaign, okay? In Fallout 3. All right. I spent well over 200 plus hours. Okay. Matter of fact, hold on a second. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see something right quick. I'm gonna go on Steam right now and take a look. Let's see. I'm gonna go over here in my profile. Let me go in my activity. Okay. But I'm just gonna tell you right now. To me, it just makes no kind of sense that people believe, that it just takes a graphic tour de force to play games when I spend, let's see, sort by playtime. Star Trek Online, 688 hours. Fallout New Vegas, 403 hours. Fallout 3, actually 250 hours. Spellforce, Platinum Edition, 206 hours. The Witcher, Enhanced Edition, 185 hours. Risen, 153 hours. Spellforce 2, 129 hours. Dead Island, which I was mad that they didn't make the sequel on Wii U even though it was a crappy game. 125 hours. Terraria, not exactly graphics tour force. Recent title, 108 hours. And Risen 2, 96 hours. I could keep going.
I mean, if you want to bring MMOs into the equation, then that's an entirely different thing. 'Cause, I mean, we don't even want to talk about the amount of time I put into World of Warcraft. And if you throw in things like, EVE Online that, still thousands and thousands of people play and have put countless amount of times in. If you ever played EVE Online, it's tiny spaceships in space. That's what it is.
Pretty much Star Trek is ground combat and space combat, and guess what? For somebody to say, "Oh yeah, he plays on this and that because he don't got no money and he likes used games," and dude, I got a lifetime account on Star Trek Online. That's $300. I have the Romulan pack, which is another 150. Hello, come at me, bro. How about that? Okay, all right. I don't want to hear it, and that's just one game. I don't want to hear it, okay? I buy games straight new if I think they're worth it to me. And I might find out later down the line they might not be as good as I expect. I chalk my losses and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? If that's what happens, that's what happens. But here's the ironic thing. Nintendo titles, odds are, if you buy a Nintendo title and it's a first party title and it's a big name title, a big name IP, odds are you're getting your money's worth. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. Another thing I'm going to tell you like this, as far as graphics are concerned too, I said it time and time again, if you have a limited budget and you can only spend but so much on advertising, graphics development, gameplay itself, sound design, and story if it requires it, and you spend a majority of the budget on, let's say, graphics, what are you killing? And
You can tell.
don't forget how much advertisement budgets are.
Yeah, because advertising can get ridiculous.
Pimp cane on us.
All right.
Never mind. It was a that was a terrible joke. Never mind. Pass on.
Alrighty then, but we pretty much covered the graphics. Look, they're substantial to a degree as far as enhancing gameplay, but they're not the bee's knees. They're not, the cake. They are the icing. We love the icing. It makes the cake look, beautiful. It makes the cake taste nice, but guess what? Who eats nothing but icing unless they want to be a diabetic? And trust me, I am one. You don't want to be one. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, and that's actually through damage from military type stuff. That has nothing to do with me sitting up here going to Dunkin' Donuts and chucking donuts one after the other, mind you. All right, I have a legitimate reason to be a diabetic. So there. Anywho, as I was saying before I went over there off on a tangent, what's going to be the next topic that we're going to discuss? It's going to be pretty much mine, right?
Yep.
Okay, I got a good one for you guys. I call this one Rated M for Mature or Rated M for Manure. Let's go. Let's start off with Jay.
Oh boy, rated M for mature. Well, like the way I see mature titles, I see it as basically what's in the game itself, as opposed to how gory, how bloody, how crazy stuff can get. I like to look at the actual story of the game to actually see if it's actually a story that actually is, actually adult, as opposed to like something like, say, Deadpool or something where it's pretty much sophomoric and you're just killing people and how many cuss words you can do in a minute type deals. So I mean that's how I view like maturity versus M-rated games versus M-rated games that are basically just stupid, basically. Um, for lack of a better term, I mean, because a lot of them, and we've all played games like that are actually there's some that are M-rated that are actually good, and they're like say rated R movies or whatever, and then there's some that are just let's see how much we can do for shock value, and just ride with the shock value and advertise it like that, like we're the shocking guys on the block, like something like Saints Row or something, where basically, half the stuff in Saints Row is basically we're trying to get shock value out. I mean, anytime you get a power up that's a dildo bat, I mean, come on.
All right, what do you think, Jamie?
Well, see, when it comes to mature games, I mean, I'm kind of an equal opportunity gamer. To give you an example, I completed Splinter Cell last night, Splinter Cell Blacklist. A couple weeks ago, it was Pikmin 3, which I enjoy the hell out of. I play Animal Crossing regularly. I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter the content of the game. I mean, if someone came to me and said, like, hey, there's this new, SpongeBob SquarePants game out, but it plays like a mix of Grand Theft Auto and Gears of War, yeah, I'm going to be right there. It might be SpongeBob, it might be something really colorful, but if the gameplay is there and it's worthwhile, I'll play it. I don't really care. But I mean, what really makes a mature game anyway? Is it the theme, or is it just blood, guts, and swearing? I mean, there's a huge difference there.
Okay. I got something for you, and then I'm going to even go way old school when I go with this. All right? So bear with me. First of all, we're going to take a look at movies, and we're going to look at the rated R, which is the equivalent to rated M for mature, right? All right, Shawshank Redemption. Story of a prisoner. Prisoner gets accused of a crime he did not commit. He gets put in jail. He gets all sorts of horrible things done to him, which I'm not going to go into explicit detail because I don't know the age of the people watching this podcast. Suffice it enough to say, he needed a proctologist. Anywho, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, come on now. Oh, Lord. And, but the thing is, he went through a lot of stuff. He finally sat up there, redeemed himself, realized he did not commit the crime because he blacked out and thought he did at one point. And what happened? He got out of jail, he escaped, and he found himself at peace. Now, that's a rated R movie. The subject matter was deep. There were some parts that were funny. There were some parts that were very scary. There were some parts that were humiliating. But nevertheless, it was a very deep and visceral movie as far as its presentation and a lot of things. It was right and gritty. But at the same time, it was heartwarming. It made you believe that in the innocence of a person, when they are committed of something, that they can find a way to redeem themselves. That's mature, right? Okay. Because, and it's rated R, so you could think, yeah, it matches. All right, let's look at Porky's. Porky's is a movie about a bunch of teenagers that want to sneak inside a brothel. And they sit up here and mess with this big, fat, humongous dude, play all sorts of outrageous pranks on him that make Saints Row look like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood mixed with Sesame Street. Yes. And there's fart jokes aplenty, wang jokes aplenty, vag jokes aplenty, prostitute jokes aplenty. Every single thing you can imagine under the sun. Guess what? It is also rated R, which equals rated M. But in this case, is it mature? Well, as far as maturity is required to watch it and not be influenced by it, yes. But mature as its subject matter? Hell no. It is the Saints Row of movies. Thank you very much.
That's true. That's very true.
But here's the thing, though. Let's play a little game. It's called Will I Let My Kid Play That? Let's play. Saints Row 2 and 3. And 4, we're going to play Will My Kid Play That? A 5-year-old boy. Now, will you let him play the Saints Row franchise? Yes or no, Jay?
No.
Jamie?
It's got a giant purple dildo, so that's a big no.
Hell no from me. Okay. 5-year-old girl, will you let her play?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. All right. 11-year-old boy, will you let him play? Jamie?
I think he needs a couple more years under his belt.
Okay. Jay?
No.
Hell no. 11-year-old girl. Jamie?
Nope, same thing.
Hell no.
Uh-uh. And finally, let's skip ahead and go 18. 18-year-old boy.
What they do is their own business.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. At that point, yeah.
And the girl? Don't be a hypocrite now.
At that point, yeah, because I mean, you 18, you done been in high school, you done seen and heard some stuff, so
And for all
if
we
you
know, you
haven't,
got a tramp stamp behind our back.
yeah, I mean,
I have an 18-year-old daughter. Trust me, I know. Oh, God.
Again, as long as she's not dancing naked around a pole, then I'm okay with whatever else she's doing.
Hey, she could do that as long as she don't live in my house. All right. Anyway, now let's add one more element. There's online in Saints Row. Now let's go back again. 5-year-old boy or girl. Go, Jade.
No, absolutely not.
no,
Hell no. Okay, 11-year-old boy or girl. Jamie.
Nope, absolutely not.
Jay.
they better not even ask.
Hell no. And now let's go the midway point. 15-year-old boy.
Well, we're gonna have a talk about
Online
it.
gameplay.
And we're gonna have a talk about it before it happens, but it's gonna be monitored then.
Okay, what about you, Jay?
I'll say that, it's supposed to be monitored, because by that time, 15, you're in high school.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure you've talked about stuff that's crazier than that, so yeah.
No kidding.
I'm gonna kind of be in the gray area and be with you guys, but I don't know. Okay, here's the hypocrisy. Ready, guys? Get ready.
Yep.
15-year-old girl. 15-year-old girl.
Same thing, man.
You gonna monitor? Come on, you know you're tempted to say no.
I'm tempted, but I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, that's why I said hypocrisy coming up. I kind of like made a trap there. All right, what about you, Jay?
I'll be sitting right beside her.
Same here.
Sitting right beside her.
Who's this looking for the win? You better mask your IP, because I will find out where you live.
I could see him taking the mic. What'd you say to my little girl?
It's a good thing my little girl's 18. Now it's none of my business. I don't care. I'm not going to put her out here, mind you. Especially not on the YouTube or Google+, but yeah. All right, then. So we pretty much covered the whole mature versus manure. Now we're going to have the wild card topic. Wild card topic is going to be a good one. Well, we recently had an issue in the gaming community at large. The community, like I said, has dealt with many things over the years concerning privacy, concerning DRM, and I'm going to pull a okey doke on my buddies here and pull a topic out of my hat that they did not see coming and that we did not rehearse. And that topic is going to be, here it comes, take a look, they're waiting, online DRM and its current state. Is it gone, or is it taking another form? They accused the Wii U of DRM in a sense because they attach the games to the hardware. But the thing is, there's a strong possibility with the system update coming this fall that that's going to be a reverse, and it's going to be synced to Club Nintendo. If that happens, it'll be the only one without backdoor DRM. The only console. You do realize that. They do that with the 3DS and Wii U for sure. If they for sure tie it only to Club Nintendo, where you can migrate it from hardware to hardware. If they do this, this is the rumor circulating. It'll be the only one without a rigid DRM system that binds you in some way or another. Because Microsoft so far can easily sit up here and enforce their rules back again by reversing their policies. They have already done it several times, done reverses. As far as Sony, rumor has it that they had the same DRM policies and dropped it when they seen egg splatter all over the face of Microsoft. My question is, do you think that the DRM policies are finally gone from the next-gen consoles for good? Or do you think that there's going to be an okey doke? And I'm not talking about just Sony, just Microsoft. I'm including Nintendo in this. Because for all we know, that rumor's not true. And they're going to leave the sales tied to the hardware. Where if this thing gets stolen, All my download purchases are gone. All my money means nothing. I could have Nintendo, Nintendo coins all over the Club Nintendo coins left and right, proving that I bought the game, registered and everything, but they won't give me my stuff back. And yeah, nobody saw this one coming, did they? Ah,
Yeah,
all
you
right,
caught.
Jay, go.
Actually, I think DRM it's just gonna be in another form. I mean, I'm sorry when Sony and Microsoft pretty much threw their lot in with that, that pretty much told me right there it ain't going nowhere because especially with Microsoft, yeah, they saw what happened, they saw the backlash. They quickly said, "Oh, all you gotta do is just do a day one download, and you ain't gotta worry about that." Which means basically you can turn it right back around. Sony,
Mm.
they just acting like we ain't never heard about that. That's how Sony's acting, which basically means it's on that system. It basically means it's on that system. We're not gonna tell y'all that for business purposes because we saw what y'all did to Microsoft at E3, so we're not gonna say nothing. But yeah, it's on the system. It's on the system. We're just gonna let the developers have the final say. So we ain't the
Mm.
bad guys.
So
They
they
are.
threw the developers under the bus.
Yeah, basically. Basically. Nintendo, I haven't heard anything about it, but the only thing I heard about Nintendo was like you said, they was gonna do something to let the so you can marry up your Club Nintendo to just marry it up across the board for the eShop and for Club Nintendo. So yeah, they can do that as well. I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. I'm just thinking it's gonna just be in some type of different form, and that's just where we're at right now, basically in gaming as it is as it stands anyway.
All right, what do you think, Jamie?
All right. Well, I got a bit to say on this one. Here's what we've got going on. With Microsoft in particular, and Sony to a lesser extent, I mean, we could see Microsoft do another 180, 6 months, a year, 2 years on the line, and then just backpedal and institute all that DRM policy. Same thing goes with Sony. Because here's the thing, Microsoft and Sony, unlike Nintendo, are slaves to the third party. And all this DRM is stemming from third parties in particular because, for one, they want to protect their IP, and for two, they want to make sure that they're still making money off the games they're sold. And that's where the whole used game market comes into play. Because, with most third parties, once a game's released, it's $59.99 brand new. Maybe 6 months down the line, you can get it used for $25. Now, on the other hand, if you look at Nintendo's titles. Let's use Super Smash Bros. Brawl on the Wii U, for example. $50 when it came out. A year later, $45 used. A year after that, $45 used. The next year, $45 used. It's still like $25 or $30 used. And that's what 6 years after it released. And all Nintendo franchises are like that, where they're still almost new price when they're used. Some people would go ahead and buy the new copies anyway, because those are games that have staying power. And when third-party games don't have staying power, that's when you see them drop so much. Like Splinter Cell for the 3DS. It was a launch title. $40 when it came out. You know how much you can get the game on Amazon for now? $2.99. Brand new. I mean, it's a huge difference. There is mild DRM. For example, on the Wii U, about Splinter Cell Blacklist, I reserved my copy at GameStop, picked it up. There was a code inside to unlock extras for the Wii U. Extra suits, extra this, extra that. And once that code's used, of course, it can't be used again to the next person I sell my copy of the game to. So, I mean, that's a mild form of DRM, but I don't think Nintendo's going to use anything quite to the extent that Microsoft and Sony will, just because Microsoft and Sony are prostrate in front of the third parties. Their entire business model relies on third parties, whereas Nintendo does not.
All right, I hear you about the third parties, but I gotta say one thing. As a Nintendo fan, I've seen people time and time again bring this up.
Yep.
Give me a brief moment. I'll be right back. I'm gonna say something right quick.
Excuse us, we have technical difficulties. We will be back momentarily.
Please listen to the sounds of air, as we have no music. Sorry about this, guys.
And I'm back because I had to get a little something something. And you know what that is? This
Haha.
and this. Now, why am I bringing these up? As as much as maybe Sony might be trying the DRM trade in one form or another, at least when they have their accounts, you could transfer your games. You can, do it easily. You can even transfer the games from hard drive, the hard drive and drop it, drag your accounts, done to a new PS3, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You could do with the Wii U, transfer the Wii games to the Wii U. But
Hmm.
what about Wii U to Wii U?
Not so much, not right now at least.
And that I have a problem. Because let's say somebody breaks in my house. This is Nork I live in. Let's take a look at this. We have a 3DS. Oh, look at that little battery. Isn't that cute? Little extended battery so I can sit up here and be a game junkie. Oh, my precious. No, but seriously though, here it is. If these things get stolen, any digital purchases I get have become null and void until they make that update. My thing is, we should ask and demand that they push that update. I love Nintendo and arguably have a bias towards Nintendo, but that doesn't mean for 1 second that I will give them the right to take my purchases from me. And just because their games hold value doesn't mean I do not value the money I spent on them.
I totally agree with that. Absolutely, 100%.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
agree with that too. Yeah.
But so there you go. Pretty much, and as far as Sony and as far as Microsoft, they need to stop listening to the third parties because remember one thing though. Third parties do not own a console. They need the consoles in order to push their product, and they also need PCs to push their product. The thing about consoles though that gives an advantage over PCs is you have, if you choose one particular platform, you have one set architecture to work with. When you go for PC, you have to go minimum, maximum spec. You have to go NVIDIA. You have to go ATI, aka AMD. Okay, and possibly even the IBM proprietary, the IBM proprietary graphics that they have. Different things can come up. Drivers can be out of date. Patches can be messed up, etc. and whatnot. So PCs may cost, games may cost less. But one, you have to build a ridiculous build in some cases in order to sit up here and push the proper frame rate. One, and two, you have to deal with issues of compatibility across the board for everyone. Just because it works on your machine does not mean it's fair to another person who spent the same amount of money as you on a rig cannot use the same game. And that's why consoles exist. So you have a set platform for the games to be a good test bed, and then you can put it to other platforms in time in order to sit up here and recoup whatever money that you could not make up for one alone. Opinion?
No, I'm in total agreement there.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that too. I mean, yeah, the way you put it out there, yeah. Because I don't do much PC gaming myself. There's like a couple of things I've played on PC, but I'm not heavy into PC gaming. I just relegate my gaming to console just so I can like keep because I don't want to have to build a ridiculous rig like you said just to play certain things, and I don't want to put like that much into a rig. So me personally, I just keep it situated on the consoles myself.
So what it all boils down to is this, okay? And don't mind my camera. Like I said, it's doing its little, I'm going to be dramatic by itself. Oh, yeah, my little charm bracelet. You guys already know what this is from. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, though. The bottom line is this. Being that there's now set platforms that developers can use between the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Wii U that don't fluctuate, developers have an easy way to drag and drop their code, make something, and not worry about fluctuating differences in platforms. They have 3 platforms to release on as far as home gamers are concerned that are not PC gamers. 3 solid platforms that remain fairly consistent. Fairly consistent. Other than the occasional firmware update, that's it. Now, this is why I'm telling you right now, all the console manufacturers, Nintendo included, need to take the position of saying you cannot live without us, not the other way around. Because that's the only way that they could put a stop to this draconian nonsense unless those manufacturers are in collusion.
your your camera like dramatically panned out after you
Dun,
said
dun,
that.
dun. It's like,
Yeah, dude,
yes.
I'm waiting for the music to come in.
Dun, 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 dun. I love this thing. It's crazy, man, because I forgot to set the setting. I was doing something else. Let's just say it involved Lightworks. Don't ask. I got a project I'm working on. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna come out in about a month, and you guys are gonna crack up too. And it involves a very famous person. Wow. Anywho. But anyway, we wrapping this up. Is there anything you gentlemen would like to bring to the fore before we bring things to a close?
Well, I mean, there was the one last topic regarding, indies and gaming and how indies are coming up and gaming. Yes, that was something I definitely wanted to talk about because I've been playing a lot of indies lately on the Wii U, and yeah, I've been hearing a lot of them. Like for example, let's take a look at Rogue Legacy, something a lot of people are talking about on PC. That it's basically a game where you start out and you run to a castle and you die pretty quickly, but then you get experience and you get money and you upgrade and you go back and it's all randomly generated and you just keep working and getting further and further. And there are people that are putting hundreds of hours into a $10 indie video game, and those hours are essentially being sapped from these AAA titles. And I mean, I've been playing indie games lately that I'd rather play over a lot of the AAA titles. And
This is all I got to say right here.
that's, like Cloudberry Kingdom I just picked up is a beast of a game, and I am incredibly surprised by it.
Take a look at what I'm showing. Templeman 2.
Can't make that out.
Okay, look. Templeman 2. You got
3DS. I can't.
Shantae? Is that Shantae? Okay, I see
Yep,
it.
Shantae.
Dylan's
Take a look. We got Pushmo. We got Miss Pattywagon. I forgot the name of that damn game. I played the hell out of it. I forgot.
Mighty
the name.
Switch Force.
Yeah, Mighty Switch Force. We got the pinball, Marble Pinball. We got that golf. We got the 3D golf. I got more titles on here too, left and right virtual console titles. But the main thing is I got a ton of indie titles here, and I could even go off on how the Wii U has a lot of interesting titles, And and hold on a second, I'm gonna even load it up. As a matter of fact, if you got your gamepad, Jay, I don't know if you got yours handy. I wish Jamie had his cam up. This would have been nice. We can call this segment "Put Up or Shut Up."
No, I'll do it. Don't worry.
I got mine. Hold on a second. I'm logging into it now.
As you see, it's not that scripted. Okay, then.
Come on, man. This has been totally scripted. Ish.
Speaking of ish, let's see. We got Trine. We got let me see. Oh my God, my Amazon Video, my Hulu, which I do have an account. Netflix, I got an account. Yeah. Of course, I got that little next to free title balloon fight. Let's see. We got what else we got going on here. I can keep going. My Super Metroid. We got the pinball. We got Punch Out. We got F-Zero. We got the Cave. I love the Cave. Of course, been playing the demo of Wonderful 101. Super Mario. We got Kirby. Yes, I'm a grown man and I play Kirby. I realize that he's pink and he sucks. Guess what? I don't.
Man, Kirby's a beast on Smash Brothers.
That's what I'm saying. I could go on and on. Look, I got a whole bunch of Kirby titles, a whole bunch of Mario titles. Look at that. There you go. That's what a Nintendo gamer does with his game system. Has fun with whatever and doesn't cry about it. Oh, yeah. Gotta have that little art studio. Gotta have Earthbound. Gotta have that Earthbound. Gotta have that little Animal Crossing Village app.
I love that.
I mean, I could keep going on and go over there into the little folder with the HD, with the hard drive, but that's a story for another day. But still, and I could even go in the cabinet and get ridiculous, but then again, this will make the show too long, and be honest with you, nobody that's a troll that will probably ask me to do so is worth my time to go inside the armoire anyway. The one that I jacked for my wife.
All right, Jay, your turn. Quick show and tell.
There you go.
Okay, let me see if I can get this to show right quick. All right. Right now I got Trine. I got that art studio. I got what is that? Is that Wonderful 101? Yeah, Wonderful
Yeah.
101.
Oh, DuckTales!
Yep, had to get DuckTales, dude. That's a classic. Had to get Street Fighter 2 New Challengers just because. Well, hell, the Street Fighter. And I
Yeah,
had
they
to get
can
on that
put the
Mega Man
virtual
X.
console version, but they can't put the recent one. Boo.
And in all honesty, dude, I don't even like Ultra Street Fighter. We're gonna do this again 2 more times before we even think about doing 5. I'm like, dude,
Ultra Mega Super Kamehameha all the way to the Extreme Gurren Lagann Street Fighter 4.
yeah, 'cause I'm like, dude, I heard people complaining about that. Like, well, Nintendo needs to get on them about that. I'm like, for what?
Oh God.
For what?
Now I feel dumb for you. You made me feel dumb. I feel stupid.
No,
I saw me.
it was a guy on YouTube that kept. I think it was with Review Tech USA. I think, and I was sitting there and I listened to him, and he was like, "Yeah, Nintendo should have had."
over and grab his butt cheeks and
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, dude, what in the world? I'm like, why would anybody want to pay for a game that's gonna have another upgrade in 6 months?
No, what's worse is the way he put it.
Yeah, and
that I'm sorry, Rich. I think you've been spending too much time with Sexy Coco. Yes, I know that's his alter ego. Okay, that's a joke. Okay, get over it.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm like, yeah, I didn't think Street Fighter was gonna do that again. What it did to us like in the '90s with Street Fighter 2, but apparently they are.
Oh Lord. Street Fighter. Next challenger. The next challenger. You have a new challenger in the same game. Again. New edition. Again.
It makes you love how Smash Bros. Do it.
Hey, let's not go on Smash Bros. Now. Let's be nice. Okay, yeah. Anywho, what do you think of this whole situation, though? Huh, Jamie?
Oh, as far as Street Fighter is concerned,
Yeah.
I mean, I love Street Fighter. Even the most recent Street Fighters I really enjoyed. So, I mean, I would like Ultra Street Fighter 4 on the Wii U, but it's not really a necessity. It's not a big thing. 'Cause, I mean, I would just be playing it by myself because I'm in that kind of predicament where I'm better than everyone around me, but I'm not good enough to play online.
Wow, you're so humble. But getting back now, we went off on a tangent with the Street Fighter. We couldn't help it because it came up over there in the show and tell. But getting back with the indie titles that we showed as well as the virtual consoles, we're focusing more on the indie.
Right.
Trine, believe it or not, in my opinion, I said this in another video, Trine, okay, as well as Knit Underground, shows more respect for Nintendo as a platform than most of these third-party offerings that you've been seeing lately that have been cutting content. Now, I'm not saying it's a make or break for some people, and it should be absolutely, but it is, me personally, a screw you to me as an owner of a Wii U to say that, well, you know what? You're going to spend the same amount if you use it on your PS3 as you can the Wii U, and the only advantage you got on the Wii U is this right here, but as far as everything else is concerned, you don't get it. You know, you're going to pay the same price just to use something that comes with your console to begin with in the first place that doesn't take too much programming to implement.
Yep.
So I say, nice try, developers, but no. Third parties, I ain't playing that game with you. I've seen Gamescom. I've seen what they were talking about with the conferences, how easy it is to implement the gamepad, how easy it is to implement the mic, how is it easy to implement chat in a game. Because you know what? We all played Monster Hunter.
Excellent game.
So nice try. You need to be more like the indies, and I got a feeling the indies are coming for their throats. People may say and make fun of the PlayStation 4's conference for focusing on indies, but you're sleeping on a giant. I suggest you wake up, people.
I mean, yeah, because everybody's been trying to make peace with them. I mean, like, there's some people that had some indies that had some pretty harsh words for like Sony and PlayStation last gen, even though they had a lot of games on there. And you see, everybody's trying to be like, okay, look, we need to make sure that it's easier for the developers to get in and make whatever they want to make, because this is probably where a lot of titles will be coming from. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, a lot of these indie titles are actually off the chain. A lot of them are, and I know a lot of people don't like the whole little the HD remasters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like some of them a lot because especially
Life is
Way
like a
Forward.
hurricane, man.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with Jamie's comments on the indies, and then we're going to call it a day until next Sunday, gentlemen.
Cool.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Jamie, what do you think?
All right, well, to rest on the whole indies case, I mean, I'm with you. Indies are coming. I mean, when you've got indie games which are posted on Kickstarter and they're able to raise, $500,000 within a matter of just a few days, I mean, I think that speaks volumes by itself.
Cry more.
Yeah, and then when we've got all the indies, hundreds of indies, which are declaring for the Wii U, and they say how much they love Nintendo now and how open their policy is. And you have Microsoft, which does another 180 on their indie policy, and PlayStation, which has or Sony that has their indie scene also wide open. I mean, they're bending over backwards to please the indies now, and I think that's a huge positive for the industry.
Well, I'm of the same mind, and trust me, everybody already knows my opinion on indies. I need to go no more because anybody who's seen my channel already knows my stance. So we're going to wrap it up, and this has been Gaming at Large. It's been a pleasure. This is QuanManChu, a.k.a. Etienne, signing off. Jay?
This is Jeremiah. Catch y'all later.
Huh?
Jamie?
This is Jamie. I'll see y'all around.
All right. And remember, guys, whatever's clever,